Hello and welcome to our first episode. Today, we'll be speaking with Dregarde, a talented artist from Broward County, Florida. The title of this episode is called Question Everything, but Address Everything. Find out why next on Boss Radio.
Shit won't be the same. It ain't never going back. Got a target on my back, you know I'm black, so that's a fact. What's illusion life is that? See the real with every step. Pray for 30 and beyond, Pray for 30 and beyond. Live your life until you call. Pray for 30 and beyond, Pray for 30 and beyond. It don't matter who you are, they rather see you dead than bleeding. No shining lights where they will rationalize the reasons. Let's talk about spite, trapped in the deep end. Will I make it home or see this weekend? Tomorrow isn't promised, your demise while you sleeping. Problems after problems, eat the troubles by escape. Suicide, man, you stronger than that face. Versus my mind is a battle that don't make sense. Jungle outside, daily prayers, conversations. Feel like no one hear me or pray for me. Daily I've been setting boundaries. Forced to see can't love someone more than you love yourself. People telling lies, just know that trust is well. Hard to gain, easy loss, it ain't nothing else, yeah. It ain't never going back. Got a target on my back, you know I'm black, so that's a fact. What's illusion life is that? See the real with every step. Pray for 30 and beyond.
How do you define success?
Live your life.
Being who you really are. And I don't think that has anything to do with the money. Being who you really are, who you're happy with. I've said it before, and even in the game, I say not what the next man thinks or the next woman thinks. No, it's about you. It's about you.
I ain't depressed, I'm upset with some of the decisions that I made. Swimming in ocean of regret. Dry my body, but my soul is still wet. I'm dripping. I ain't depressed, I'm upset. I keep on comparing me to the next. Destructive road, I'm on a stretch. Pushing past my limit, end up in a wreck. So I hit the E-brake, then I evade all the traffic in my mind. Where's the freeway? Flip a switch, then I dip to a free space. Keep on taking chances like a sweepstake. And one of these days I'll be a champion. There's a long road ahead, it only has begun. I wanna earn it all, you ain't gotta hand me none. Looking forward to 30 and beyond.
They stand out here and they listen. They want to know what I got to say. They out there waiting. You can't listen to me. You can't mimic the real.
Okay. So let's definitely jump into the 25 album, man.
Okay.
Released in 2021. I'm not gonna lie, man. That was a very, very solid piece of work, man. Especially
I appreciate that, man.
what I loved about it so much was just like the authenticity and not only calling out others on their bullshit, but also calling yourself out on your own bullshit as well.
Yeah.
It's just this it's like also acknowledging self-growth and forgiving yourself for past doings and everything like that. Just personal growth, accountability, self-reflection. This is what I'm just speaking on. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but this is what I got.
You're absolutely correct. Like I'm very happy that like you're able to take that from the project, because that's everything that I put into it. Like taking accountability for your own actions, but also seeing the fucked up ways of other people, but not really like blaming them for their fucked up problems or anything like that. Just like it's just an understanding of human nature, human psychology, really and truly.
Yeah, man. And then honestly, bro, it was just like the times that we're in right now. Even though this is like an album that came out 2 years ago, it still resonates today because it's like a breath of fresh air as far as just artistry, because you don't really see that authenticity just through like an entire album or like just a body of work ultimately, because people nowadays are just kind of, not everybody, but are just kind of microwaving it and not really taking their time to really write out their feelings, which music is made for. Like you're supposed to, like, put your feelings on the pad, and just whoever understands it understands it. Whoever feels it, man, just feels it, man. It's not necessarily just kind of putting on a persona. It's just more so like, hey, man, this is my art. You like it, you understand it, cool.
You know, fact. One thing that inspired me before I wrote the project. I was watching a Marvin Gaye interview, and he said, vulnerability, man. That's what he puts in his music, and he's like, if you're able to cry to a song, somebody else is gonna feel that same emotion that you felt. And like I took that, and then, like, every song I wrote, I didn't always cry to it, but there's a few songs that I did tear up, and it's like now understand the feeling what he was talking about. So I'm glad that you're able to acknowledge that you can feel that same intention that I put into the song. So
Yeah,
the energy doesn't lie.
definitely. So we're gonna pause right here. For 25 album, we'll come back. I just want to get your background. Like, how did you really get into music? Like, when was
How I got into music, man. I got into music around late 2014, early 2015. I graduated 2013, so I was trying to go. I was doing the college thing. I was trying to do psychology and shit, and it just wasn't for me, man.
Mhm.
I just wasn't. It just wasn't connecting for me. So I was just doing random jobs here and there, and then I met a kid, and I was trying to make beats at first, but I wasn't patient enough to make beats. Like, he would hit me up every other week and be like, "Oh, you made a beat?" And I'd lie to him, be like, "Yeah, I made a beat," and I never made a beat. And then eventually he put a instrumental up on SoundCloud, and I hit him up and I was like, you know what? Instead of me making beats, I should rap over your beats. And since then, I've been going up, just been practicing. And then I was supposed to go to Orlando with Space, who I work with a lot. I was supposed to go to Valencia College with him to learn audio engineering, but I couldn't make that play because of my situation from from Broward College or whatever. So I ended up being stuck down here while he going to Orlando. And the 2-3 years he was in Orlando, I just worked. Like, I just wrote. I didn't make a project, like, until 2019. That's when I dropped my first one, At Least Suspected. But from 2015 to 2019, I was just writing, rapping to random people, just writing, recording songs, finding studios I was comfortable at, just finding myself, just trying to find a foundation.
Mhm.
And that's when I was able to tap into Minds Wide Open around 2018. And I got a situation where I was able to intern, and then in the exchange of like helping out, record, or interview other people, I was able to get my own studio time and actually like sit down and mix my own music.
Mhm.
And that's when I was able to drop my first project, The Least Expected, which was in 2019. And since then, the pandemic happened, and then I was trying to figure out where I was gonna go for my second one, because I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then the pandemic happened, and we were just stuck inside. You just had a lot of time, a lot of time to think. So that project was birthed from just situations I was able to gather. For 25, I was able to gather all the experiences I had and the mistakes I made on my first project, and just life experience I had up to that point, and just gather into this project and just put it out. And I met DQ after my situation at Minds Wide Open. I met DQ, my manager. He connected me with some people, connected me with J-Rock, connected me with Small Town. And that's where I recorded the project and mixed the project. I mixed the project with J-Rock, and I recorded a project with Small Town, SP. And just like making those connections also helped me with the project. Like, that project wouldn't be as like that's my like second one. So I wasn't expecting it to be like as authentic as it was. But it didn't come from just me. Like, it was a team effort. Like, without the opinions and everybody's adding their sauce, adding their seasoning to it, it wouldn't be where it would be right now. And I feel like that's a fine wine project, just like the first song. Like, it's a project where no matter in 10 years, somebody's gonna go through that. Like, that's just human shit we go through every day. We trying to find understanding of ourselves. Like, in 10 years, somebody's gonna go through that. So I hope, in 10 years, somebody can come back and it can relate to them, just like I can relate to Curtis Mayfield, and he dropped music in 1970s.
Music still amazing today.
You feel me? So that's just how I really started this music shit. I'm sorry I was a little scattered.
No, it's cool, bro. Like, yeah, but people need to hear it. Like, from 2014 to 2019, a lot of people really think like, just off like social media and things like that things come quick. It's like that's a 5-year journey. A lot of people are not willing to wait. A lot of people are not willing to work their way up. And it's like you got to realize those moments from 2014 to 2019 crafted what happened on 25 in 2021. Like those
seeds, those are the seeds that planted.
So it's like, it's very important. I'm glad, like, you got to express that because people need to hear it. It really comes down to, for at least me hearing it, understanding what you're trying to say. Like, it really just comes down to how bad you want it. You had roadblocks. You said that, you're supposed to go to Valencia College and you couldn't because of, probably, what was it?
Financial aid transcript shit,
Yeah, so stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like anybody would have just been like, man, fuck it. Just chill and just a job and stuff. But it's like, it's always a few people that slip through the cracks and like make their way, make their mark, and just willing to go through what they have to go to get to where they ultimately want. And that's what you did. And then like, look how many people you sacrificed and did an internship. A lot of internships are not paid, but you took that internship, you learned, you got in return, you got, of course, studio time, able to have your own things going on at the studio, and then you met your manager, and then you met a whole bunch of other people to get you.
Yeah, it's just like the universe paid me off for the work I put in. You feel me? Because like my thing is like when you put in work with the right intentions, bro, like something's gonna come out of it, bro. If you work out of spite, you're not really gonna get nothing out of it. So I could have worked out of spite and just been mad at the world or mad at my dog for leaving me or whatever it could have been. Like I could have been mad and just like taking it out on external. But I used that time to really like lock into myself, bro, and just like figure out what I'm trying to do. And it's just like I made the sacrifice to myself, like, yo, I'm gonna be misunderstood. I'm gonna be called crazy, called stupid, dumb, whatever it may be, to ultimately inspire somebody else to follow their dreams because I'm following my dreams. So that was like the main goal for why I started this shit, just to express myself, bro. Like to see someone follow their dream, bro, and not just be on the cookie cutter shit that society wants us to be on, bro. Just like whatever your dream is, just follow it, bro. Like no matter how crazy it may be.
Exactly. So I have another question. You mentioned like Curtis Mayfield. So like, what is that one of your influences as far as?
Hell yeah, I got him tatted on me, bro. Curtis Mayfield, Sade, Bob Marley, Marvin Gaye, Tupac, Kendrick, Parliament, Lonnie Liston Smith. Who else I rock with? Jay-Z. And a host of other people, but those are just people off top that I listen to every day. Yeah. Just like between jazz and rap and like R&B or just soul, whatever you want to call it, quiet storm, whatever you want to call it. Like that's what I listen to on a daily. So I feel like that kind of makes up my musical output in a way. Plus I also like other weird stuff too. But those are here and there's.
Yeah. And it just makes for just creativity, just makes it much better. You don't want to be, just only focus on one genre. You had a couple.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Artists, jazz artists. So it's good to have that, just to have that, what's that word? Just kind of just having just different categories of music because you don't know what pocket you want to get in when you hear a beat.
Mm-hmm.
So
The best, what's crazy, bro? You they say the best artists are able to listen to every genre or almost every genre and appreciate whatever they can get out of it, because ultimately, like, the greatest artists were able to mix all type of music together. You know what I mean? I was able to. I watched another Marvin Gaye interview, and he bigged up Bob Marley, and he was like, "It's crazy." Like, Marvin Gaye actually said, he was like, he's happy how he took roots music, which is, was the reggae music back in the days of Bob Marley, roots music, and he took the rock and the jazz and the funk and fused it all together to do what Bob Marley and the Wailers did.
Mm-hmm.
And to see an American artist appreciate that and can see that he was able to mix all those influences, it just shows, like, to be great, you got to be able to think outside the box. You can't be stuck on just one train of mind. You got to be able to pull from all sources and then create something ultimately that's your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when people are listening to your music, what is one thing you want them to take away with your music when they're done listening?
Be you.
My bad.
No, you good. Be you and take accountability. Like, just be you. Like, I'm really heavy on just being yourself. Like I don't like people just like being a carbon copy. Like, if you're a weirdo, be a weirdo. Don't be ashamed of that. If you're emotional, be emotional. If you get angry sometimes, be that. Don't take it out on nobody, and don't believe you're better than nobody. You feel me? But understand that you're uniquely you, and just be you and be the complex. We're all complex. We all a mixture of all types of shit. Just be that. You're that makeup. Don't be like the next person. You feel me? Because you can be in their shoes and realize it ain't all up what you expected to be. So I'm really adamant about being yourself in my music. So that's why I put a lot. And I may say that a lot. I may say being different a lot in my music. So just being you, being authentic, and just taking accountability for whatever actions you may take, good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, when you do something good, you're going to be heavy to take accountability. But when some fucked up shit happen, you're quick to just revert it to somebody else. Nah, the same energy you take it when things are good and going good, take it when it's going bad. That's the balance of it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I hope people can take that from the music.
So let's get back into the album. I have a few personal favorites, man. I can't lie.
Okay.
Let me look quick. So my personal favorites are definitely, it's like track 3, which is worst enemy. Track 5, which is 30 and Beyond. Track 5, which is Goosebumps. I really, really like Goosebumps. And then also track number 9, it's pronounced Umis, right?
Yeah, Umis for shrooms.
Yeah, man. That's those. What I like about those 3, like song 3, 4, and 5, they're in a way intertwined to where it sounds like almost like scriptures in a way. At least for me, this is why I'm looking at it, because I've been listening to your music for since I hit you up.
Okay.
Tell me, yeah, since I hit you up, I've been listening to it. So yeah, man, for me, especially Worst Enemy, I actually wrote down the quote on how you were saying at the back end of the song, how you were saying like everybody's playing a role and like nobody's being themselves as far as just humanly.
Yeah, for a fact. Like, I've played a role to manipulate the situation to get what I want. So that's why I can understand why people can play a role to get where they want, to get where they want. And once you recognize that, you got to recognize, like, that's not really inherently a good thing. You feel me? You got to move with the right intention. So it's like, if I'm going to play a role, I'm going to play the role of just being as real as possible to you. You know what I mean? So everyone's playing a role. So there could be a chick out here and she's only with somebody because whatever she can get, vice versa. A man's with a chick for only what she can get. That's a role he's playing. It is an ulterior motive to it. You're not being authentically you. So once you gotta play a role like that to get something out of somebody or get something out of a situation, it just isn't healthy, bro. So
I got some more for worst enemy, but we're gonna come back. I'm gonna tie it in. So, 30 and beyond. Let's talk about 30 and beyond.
yeah, shout out Beige, man. For featuring on that song, man.
So, for 30 and beyond, you mentioned something about, being 30 and how you were saying like that you have to watch your back. Basically it was a play on as far as like having a target on your back as a black man.
Mm-hmm.
What experiences have you had to where you felt like that needed to be, said?
Shit, man. Yo, when I was in high school, bro, had a situation, man. I was I w- I was dealing with a chick, man, and her dad was a cop, and he beat my ass. Like he found me in her closet. I was hiding, like just being scared and shit, teenager shit. He ended up beating my ass, like for real. And this man looked me in the eye and said, "Bro, I would have shot you, bro, if I had my gun." Like you feel me? Like with anger and screwing in my face type shit. I didn't do anything to him. You feel me? I didn't do anything. I have no weapon, none of that. And I had none of that. That man beat my ass. And then just getting stopped by the cops for random shit. Getting profiled for random shit. Also just near death experiences. I had a crash. You feel me? I was making 20 during the making of 25, I had a crash, bro. And you feel me? We was just moving erratic. And this is off the topic of just being black, but just like just being a human and being young and not being able to make 30. We were drunk. We were drunk driving, bro. And niggas fucking got in the crash and shit, spun around, and by the grace of God, we ended up fucking like, we were straight, bro. So it was just like all those situations, and then just other people's situations. One of my family friends, he got killed on some bullshit. My homie could have got caught up in bullshit. Just like it's just all type of experiences. Just like people that I know, where it's like we're not even 30 yet.
Mm-hmm.
You feel we're not even 30 yet. We haven't even reached this decade yet, and we went through this already. So,
And statistically, they say, black people, specifically black men, they don't live past 25.
yeah.
So it's just like, the fact that you're still here, the fact that your people are still here through all that, that's a blessing, and definitely something that should definitely be talked about again. Just realizing, like, just how one decision can just mess up your whole trajectory of your life, or possibly
20 seconds can give you 20 years or an eternity. You feel me? 6 feet. So,
yeah, definitely important. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Already, man.
And then Goosebumps. I definitely want to talk about, just for me, it was definitely like how I said earlier, it was like scripture based. It's definitely when I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Sophie's.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. So,
No,
but
you good.
yeah, but he like his talk with God, or just being vulnerable, like, God, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That really, like, because growing up, they tell you to believe in the higher source and believe in God. He's here to guide you, man. But sometimes it's like, you wonder, you wonder if he's hearing you. I'm wondering if, like, if he sees me, if he understands what I'm doing, and, like, what I'm saying, he's helping me. Because even when it's some days where I feel like, I'm just running in place, or I've done everything I felt like I'm supposed to be doing. So where are the blessings, or where is that fruits of my labor?
Where's the breath of fresh air I can get right now?
Yeah. And it's like, it's horrible in a way for me to look at it that way, as far as like, yo, God, I'm working, so where's the reward? It's bad to look like that, because it's bad to, say that, because you're supposed to work because of the goodness of your heart. You're supposed to work because you know, you're striving for something, you should never be like, all right, I'm only doing this to, you know, get something out of it. Like how you said earlier. Um, so yeah, that's what I took it for, man. I really like those three projects. I mean, those three songs being back to back to back because they're all the same message, but are formulated in different ways. And I really, really appreciate it. That was really good.
I appreciate for you for even noticing that, man. And shout out Jason Feast. That's one of my homies. He's a poet. He's a poet. Um, yeah, man. He really went crazy on that. Like, he really connected to what I was writing. And I'm just really glad you understood that song. That song actually made me cry. That's one of the ones that made me tear up when I like when it's finished, sat down on my porch and just fucking teared up, bro. One
Definitely,
of those ones, bro.
definitely felt that too, man. It's like I'm saying, all your music in this album it's really like thought provoking. It's like, you know, it questions yourself as a person and just how you treat others, how you treating yourself, and how you walking around in life. And it really like, you know, it really, you know, it'll hit people different ways. Different songs hit people in different ways, and I just know
Yeah.
those three really like, you know, made me want to step it up and, you know, just continue to do what I'm doing, but just go even harder and realizing that, you know,
Hey, then I did my job. That's the goal of the project. As long as it made you want to be a better person, then my goal is done. Fuck a stream.
Mhm.
Obviously, I want money, yeah, but ultimately, what you just told me is a lot more rewarding and fulfilling to me. That you feel me? It made you want to step your shit up. You feel me? So
definitely. And then also we gotta talk about Umi, man. So,
yeah,
so
man.
just to get clarification, Umi's is
Shrooms. That's my word for shrooms.
okay. And have you had? So it sounds like you've had a couple of experiences.
What? Too much? Not too much, but enough to where it's like, yeah, I can write a song about it.
Yeah, I really like the way, you know, how that song was put together.
I actually wrote that song after a shroom trip, like a major shroom trip, like a major one, bro. Like I was watching Napoleon Dynamite. I was having a great night that night, bro. And something just hit me, bro. And I started kind of like really tripping out. And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to scream, all type of things, bro. And I ended up calming myself down by watching like stand-up comedy or whatever, random. And then like the sun came up. I went outside and ended up crying. I cried for like 30 minutes, bro. And then I went on Beat Stars and found that beat and wrote that song, bro. Like, so that song's literally just like the come down of my stream experience and just like the understanding of life. Like like that was the last song I wrote in kind of like the period for 25, like of being opening myself up to different experiences, you know?
Mhm.
So
Definitely. I mean, I was saying, I'm glad you gave me insight because, like, you know, I don't really, you know, I don't really partake in that, so it's just like,
no.
just to
I
hear.
mean, I will say it. I would say everyone should try it if they're when they're in the mental, like if they're in a mental good place, a mentally good place, good space, whatever. Definitely take it. You feel me? Like it's gonna make you feel good. That's how I feel. It's gonna make you feel good. Like if you take a lot on your first one, yeah, but if you take a light amount and you with somebody you trust and you like really trust and you know they're not bad vibes and you know they going if you trip out if you do end up kind of going off the left field, they're able to calm you down and reassure you that you're gonna be okay. I would definitely take a chance, bro. You know, take a trip, bro. But definitely do it when you're in the right mindset, when you're ready, and you make the decision. Don't let no one outside of you make the decision. You make that decision that you want to go do it. I can just give you my insight about it, but
Yeah,
you ultimately got to make that, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go all the way back to Worst Enemy. So I took a dive into your.
Shit. It's gonna come out.
I took a dive into your into Worst Enemy on YouTube, and like it's 43 seconds, bro. But man, that's like no, because it's like sometimes music videos, it's actually like my first time ever seeing something that only was 46 minutes, but it told a story like that quick. It was like normally, music videos are short films now, or music videos are like 3-4 minutes. But let's talk about before we even actually get into Worst Enemy, what was the thought process of only making it 46 minutes? Or 46 seconds, my bad.
Seconds. I know what you meant. I know what you meant, bro. Shit. I didn't want to do a music video for one, budget. I will say practical reasons, budget. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do something just more short form. So 2 minutes was my limit. Like I wanted something for 2 minutes or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up tapping in with shout out Key John, who did the video. I ended up tapping in with him through my guy J Rock, my engineer. I tapped in with him and shit. I told him the idea I had, like I wanted to break glass, and then he came with some other ideas. We just made it happen, bro. Like he was just able to tell the story in a quick way. Mm-hmm. Of being your worst enemy. Be it a shot of, it could be relationships, or it could be yourself looking like whatever it may be. So
it definitely what a lot of things you said, like whatever you wanted to do, it definitely transformed into like that on YouTube. I really enjoyed it because I'm like, like looking at it, if you're not paying attention, you would think like, a music video, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but actually like looking at the time, it's like, dang, let's see, like it really makes you want to see like, dang, how can you do a music video in 45 seconds? And you click it, you click it, it's like, yeah, this is good. And just like my favorite parts of it was the running scene, like where you're running from opposite angles, and then when you start getting closer, you realize it's just a mirror of you. Mm-hmm. A mirror is you. And it's like, what I'm saying, how you kept saying, it's like almost like a chant saying like, my worst enemy is me.
It's me. I'm running into myself. I'm running in circles, and every time I'm running into myself, there's nobody else. Yeah. A lot of symbolism in there.
Definitely. Yeah. Just let's go a lot deeper with that. What can you tell people, who worst enemy is themselves, where they have the talent or they have the gifts to, do something big in the world, or just big for the people around them. How big is just knowing that, like, yo, because your enemy is yourself, how can you navigate that to not keep allowing yourself to sabotage your situations of any form?
I'm a perfectionist, so I will say nothing's going to be perfect. No matter how perfect you make it, nothing's going to be perfect, because if you focus on trying to make it perfect, that's when you just won't do it. Procrastination, don't procrastinate. That's not, I procrastinate. And I realize when I procrastinate, shit, this doesn't go well for me. But when I'm actually in the flow of working, you feel me? Like, I feel good. I feel purposeful. So recognize what makes you feel good. What makes you feel good. Like if it's writing music or making beats or painting or dancing or whatever it may be, bro. Like if it makes you honestly feel good, you can honestly say to yourself, like, damn, I feel like this is my purpose. Like, damn, I feel like this is what I should be doing. And you know in your heart, like, it's not like something you're really forcing yourself to think. It's just like, yo, I feel good as fuck doing this shit. That's the feeling you need to strive for and go for and just get out of your way. But the main components just be procrastination, insecurity, insecurity, and just wave all that perfectionism. And I think that just sums up to imposter syndrome. Like
Yeah.
You gotta validate yourself, bro. You can't look outside. Like, sometimes we look for our friends and look for our family
To lift you
to
up.
give us to give us the green light to go.
Sometimes
Even if you gotta validate yourself and know, like, hey, even if they not riding with me right now, they gonna end up having to respect it over time, bro. Like, I tell the homies this all the time, like, being an artist or trying to do anything, your friends and family, it's cool if they support you, but ultimately you're gonna stress yourself out if they don't support you. Like, you gotta know, like, the people that's truly gonna support you is people that don't know you for anything, that don't know you from anywhere. They just connect to your music and connect to your story. Those are the people that's truly gonna support you. It's hard for people to support you
when they know you.
when they really know you, because when you're trying to do something, you're a reflection of what they're not doing. And like we can go back to what we said, that insecurity stems, and that makes people the worst enemy. Now you're insecure now because you see someone doing something, and now you feel like you lacking something.
But doing something you wanted to
Now
do.
you're insecure.
Yeah.
Exactly that, and now you feel like, oh, it's too crowded. No, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? If that's what you truly want to do, is like, are you doing it because you want clout, or are you doing it because you authentically want to do this? Like, that's the question you got to ask yourself. Feel me? Like, all of that all comes back in a circle. You feel me? So you just got to trust the process. Cliche. I hate saying cliche shit, but you really got to trust the process. It's just love it. Don't fall in love with the end goal. Fall in love with what that those experiences you had before you got to the end goal. Because honestly, I'd be sad when I be done with a project. I'm more happy when I actually in the mix of making the project and low key stressing about making the project and going forward of making the project. Like, I feel good because it's like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And maybe it's a weird mindset, but it works for me, bro. Like, I don't know, man.
Nah, I totally understand it. Um, let's take a turn real quick. I have down here. Let's talk about the importance of collaboration.
Okay.
You have I took another deep dive on your Instagram. You have a group called Avant-Garde, or is it?
Yeah, it's our label. It's a label. Avant-Garde XG. Right? It's me in space.
Okay. What led to that? How was that formed? How was Avant-Garde?
Avant-Garde been since we started, man. I mean, it was New Gen. New Gen is me in space. Like, that's our group when we're rapping together as a group. We're called New Generation. But Avant-Garde has been since 2014. I just didn't make it official or LLC until 2020.
Okay.
Or no, I'm lying. Not 2020. 2021. That's when I did. 2021. That's when I LLC did and make it official. Like, got a logo and all. I got the logo 2020 or whatever, but made it official 2021. But it's been like an idea and something that I've been representing myself just since I started music. Like, that was gonna be my entity.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And as far as what can we expect, because I clicked on Spaces, Spaces Instagram. He does film, so can we expect anything with that as far as collaboration, or is it just is anything film?
With Space, on the film thing, he's still building, right. He's still building the film thing right now, but he has his group he's doing. He's collabing with his brother and his cousin Tribe. Mm-hmm. They're doing that right now, and he has some things in the works with some other artists that he's trying to collab with. So that's just on the Space end, what he got going on. But with the film, it's coming, man. Just he's building, man. There's some scripts, man, some real shit. Like, I read that. It's dope. So it's coming, like, from Space Age Films on that aspect.
Yeah.
besides hip rapping, like some cool shit's coming soon. But yeah.
Okay.
And then I got the collab with Griff from that field. So
Yeah, we was definitely that was my next question.
yeah, so
So let's talk about the collaboration with Griff.
yeah, man, that came together early 2022. And it's crazy. Me and Griff went to the same high school. I didn't even know he was making music. So it's just crazy how things come full circle. But you know, Broward is small, so he knows people that's in his crew, that field knows people that I went to school with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knew of them through that, but then like Velt, he had a show early 2022 in Hollywood, and them boys came out there, and I seen Beloved perform, and that's when we made the connection and all that. And they had came out to one of my performances. I think they were one of the artists were performing. They came out to one of mine, made a connection again. We were just like, all right, we vibing, and then just like I ended up tapping into the music, and I was like, okay, I see the rap music they make and the vibes they on. Like I understand, I know where they at with it. So I was like, I rock with it. And then I was searching for a producer because on this project, third one, I was like, I want to work with somebody more local instead of going on BeatStars or YouTube or whatever. Joe find a beat and Lisa beat. So we ended up making the connection over with Griff, hit him up, and before we even did business, bro, we just vibe, bro. We vibe for like damn near the whole day.
Yeah,
vibing there. RP Donnie, he opened his doors, he opened his doors to me and DQ, and we vibe, bro. We vibe with all of them. Castle, I think Beloved was there, Ant was there, Griff was there, Donnie was there, and just vibe, smoke, freestyle, listen to beats, and then he was like, all right, like we vibing with each other, like it's not awkward, it's not weird or anything, there's no animosity, no weird shit. So it's like, all right, let's do something. And since then, like I was just buying beats from Griff, and just like I will say on my half, I was just more in the dark about it, just more mysterious because that's how I create. So I wasn't really communicating with him until the last few months of 2022 and about the project. And since then, we've just been going up. It's coming together, dropping late March. So I'm very excited for that project. I'm very happy to collab with, artists from Broward and a collective from Broward that's, aligned with the same music and the same vibes that I fuck with. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy about this collaboration.
Yeah, definitely excited to hear what you guys come up with. Definitely another, RP to Donnie Marble, man, for real. That field records, I've I've collabed with them. They're a group, they're a good group.
Yeah, I seen the video.
Great group of guys, man. So definitely excited to see what you guys, what this can lead to with Avant-Garde and that field, what you guys come up with. That would be like if you guys continue.
Man. It's gonna lead to something, man. It's gonna lead to Broward just a different vibe in South Florida, man. Just in general, man. Where are you located, Miami or Broward?
I'm in Miami, but I
all right, so like I said, it's a connection. You're a media based company in Miami, and you're tapping in with Broward artists. So this is, like I said, this is just in South Florida in general. This is pushing it forward and not letting ignorant shit or be in the way of anything. So
yeah, that's exactly why I started the company that I'm doing right now. Just a little backstory. I came out of college, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Wanted to definitely, I've been hearing things about the Miami scene and how it's kind of gatekeepy. Everything is not like progressive. Everything is kind of like stagnant. Every couple years, we get a big artist, but it's not like how every other city is, where Atlanta got an artist every year, or Atlanta got an artist coming out
Yeah, there's no consistency.
Consistency, or Houston got an artist that come out every week.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's like, I really wanted to, with this brand, I really wanted to, wanted to break that cycle, and definitely wanted to like just nip that in the bud. And I feel like, if anybody can do it, I really personally feel like, just on a confidence level, definitely feel like I can do it, because I just feel like, it has to stop. It's just like, I know so many talented people who get overlooked, including my friends, my peers in the space, and definitely stuff like that, who I've listened to their music on a day-to-day basis more than actual big artists, because
Yeah,
their music is better. And they don't get a chance, or they don't get a opportunity to to even be seen in their hometown. But when somebody leaves and goes to, I know so many people who have left Miami and have exceeded expectations. They're doing shows every other week. They got songs coming out every other week with LA people, with Houston people, with New York people, because of the spaces. Like, what, bro, like, yeah, so many artists, yeah, so many creators, but it's like there's a space for everybody.
everybody.
Money get printed every single day, and it's like it's enough to go around for everybody, bro. Like, so it's just more so for me. It's just like I really, really want to start. Like, I'm not start. I'm already doing it. I really want to connect with everybody. Of course, it's just for Black people and everything like that. So I definitely, I feel like
We need that too. We need people. We need leaders, bro, for Black media, and that's gonna put Black artists in the right light. You feel me?
it's important, man, because it's not a lot. We do so much for other cultures, do so much for other people, but it's like, when are we going to turn around and be like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna pass the baton back to my my brother, my sister,
Yeah.
just really like, try to, shift the culture, especially here in Miami, because it's so many people here, but it's just like everybody's just like, like, you gotta have an invitation to come to certain stuff, or like, it's like, damn, people will post people, and then you'll ask them more about it, they leave you on red, and like not really try to like
The
help.
is the ego, man. Is the ego, bro. Yeah, that's just what it is, bro. And also, right, South Florida is just not progressive, bro. It takes a mainstream artist or someone to validate something that's a little next level or just a little ahead than what people know down here for people to accept it.
Shouldn't be like
Instead of like seeing something that's next level and appreciating the uniqueness of what that could bring to this area. Like, folks will shun it or just be like, nah, it ain't gonna work, and then just go do some basic shit. Like, so I just feel like South Florida isn't progressive. Like, it's getting there. There's a lot of minds like you. You feel me? It's getting there, bro. It's gonna get more progressive, but as of right now, it's not as progressive as it should be compared to in Atlanta, even Detroit. Like, look what Detroit did. Like, so,
it's just
and it's my bad.
yeah, it's just it just comes down to breaking old bad habits,
Yeah,
and like, if I put this person on, what about me? Or if I stay too far in the back or not make too much noise, then they'll forget about me. Nah, man. If you for me, how I look at people, like, what I'm saying, if you reach out to me and I personally can do something for you, I'm going to do something for you. I'm definitely going to try to, everything in my power, to do something. So it's just
yeah,
making a radio show. Just gives people opportunity, to humanize, or just like get to know people that you see on Instagram or see on Twitter, and it's like, oh man, I would have never thought, he was like that. I had this
yeah.
or this presumption about her, and she's completely opposite. So it's like, it gives people opportunity, just come and speak their piece, man. So
It's a fact. There's more. There's more to the people than the profile picture, man. You know what I mean? You gotta get to know the person.
definitely, man. Let's see where we can go. Also, so I labeled this episode, question everything but address everything.
Okay.
I'm definitely, this definitely like what I got from just, I'm glad I wrote it down, and then actually was able to get that same feeling off. Like, it's really like, it really plays a role as far as like the album 25. I keep bringing up the album, bro, because the album is really good.
No, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Like you don't know how happy you make me feel. You making me feel right now, dog. So like I'm really glad that like I said, the first thing you said, you were able to take the authenticity.
Yeah.
You were able to feel that. So like that's how I know you was really listening, dog. You wasn't skimming through. You was really listening, bro.
It's a disservice to do that, to you know, to skim through stuff and just not do your homework. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. Yeah. So question everything, but address everything.
Everything. I like that. Question everything, address everything, because that's what we do. That's what I do for real.
So let's. I personally, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think I've like all my questions have been answered, man. I definitely think
Okay.
this is if you have any other thing you want to say, but I personally feel like
I want to shout out Black Ass Spread, and we're definitely gonna be doing more together, man. I'm rocking with this, bro. Like this is different. This is a start of something great, bro. You know what I mean? And I like to be part of things that's and help however I can help with something that's gonna be just very prevalent down here, bro. And that's gonna push this culture forward down in South Florida, bro. And ultimately just bring more awareness down here, bro. So I'm glad that I was able to be part of the first episode. I will say that.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. So yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it, call it a wrap.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Definitely when this album I mean not album, but when this
EP project, whatever you want to call it.
So yeah, definitely when this drops, definitely will be sending off information for you to post on your personal page and our personal page. Definitely just to get the ball rolling with everything else. Definitely think people are really, really gonna definitely once I play the music and everything like that, people are really gonna move over to
It's gonna come together, bro. I know it's gonna be right, bro.
So yeah, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you again, bro. I'm definitely gonna tap back in, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely do that, man.
Alrighty, man. Blessings.
Creating space to fit in something new. When I go silent, it's hard to walk back through. Damn, hitting more the strings attached, more than hate. Power struggles, give an inch, they try to stretch. All I want is some money in my pocket. You can try to undermine it, wouldn't stop. Been through the lowest, heaven was the focus. Had to face my shadow side just to see the world wide open. It's in my favor when without a doubt. Just me and my circle, I don't need no clout, nigga. Working in the dark all the time. You know what they say, dog, it's bound to come to light. So I'm never tripping. Tuck 'em in, my presence rising, still some sleep. Some people not gonna be for you, is what I'm saying. Life goes on, can't do no wait. Family and friends too. Life goes on, can't do no wait. I ain't forget about you hoes either. Life goes on, can't do no wait. Life goes on, can't do no wait.